Hey, y'all started talking again. How y'all doing? I hope the Lord has truly blessed your day. I had a Bible study prepared, and after I got through with my chores and I was in the shower, the Lord said, "No, that ain't what you're talking about today." And I went, "Uh-oh, here we go." So, here we go. And the thing is, how big is your Lord? No snafu. I was talking to Private Snafu the other day, and he was playing some online game or something, and some dude that he knew and whatnot. And all of a sudden, the dude started talking smack about a dead relative of Snafu, and Snafu's like, "I just got so mad, and I was writing paragraphs, and I was just being mean and nasty as I could, and I was like, why did you give it to God? I was just so mad." And I just looked at him and I said, "How big is your God?" And I walked away. He stood there dumbfounded, and after I realized what I said, I was like, well, where did that come from? Well, and it got thinking, and it's been burdening me for about 2 weeks now. It's like, how big is your God? Yeah, we know Genesis 1:1. You know, God created everything. We know it here, but do we know it here? Here. Do we know it here? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We know it here, but do we know it here? I'm struggling with my weight, and I can't keep blaming my bad back, and chores are getting piled up, and places it's looking pretty run down right now. I keep waiting. I keep having to wait because physically there's just things I can't do anymore. I keep waiting on the boys and whatnot, and I gotten lazy. Um, and I got thinking, well, how big is my God? Is he big enough to take this pain away from me? Maybe if I work a little bit harder at it. I got to put in effort too. Lord, take this weight off me. Bless this food, but don't let me gain any weight. Maybe I ought to put some of it away, but not eat so much. Yeah, 3 Big Macs, 2 orders of fries, a milkshake, a salad, and a Diet Coke, and you say, "Jesus, bless this food to my body." And he's like, "Really?" Yeah. Well, Paul told us, all things are possible through Christ, but not everything's good. You know. No, just saying there. I know I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but like I said, I didn't have any notes, and this is just all off the cuff. And I'm not talking to you. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm looking at this camera while I'm saying this. I'm talking to myself. So if you're one of the righteous, you don't need to see it. But how big is your God? Is your God big enough to you shut off the TV and go to bed on time? Is your God big enough that you don't listen to that music? You don't read those kind of books? Is your Lord big enough to where you actually change the way you do things? Is your Lord big enough to make you start living for Him? Because you got to do it yourself. He's always standing there waiting. Yeah, I don't know how many of you got adult kids, but you try to learn them up, and you just see them making mistakes, and then they get all mad, and you, all right, whatever, and you just back off. Then you just wait for them to show up. You're there to help them pick up the pieces. Depending on the situation, you might say, "I told you so," but most parents don't. They just, well, all right. Well, that's Jesus. That's God. He's just standing there waiting. He's just standing there waiting on us. All we got to do is put down our sin and go to Him. How big is your God anyways? Is He big enough for you to want to make changes in your life that He gave you? and the air that belongs to Him that you breathe, and the food you shove in your gullet that He provided, in a house that He provided, because everything belongs to God. Everything. Is He big enough? Is your God big enough to make you change your ways and start following Him? And like I said, I am looking in the mirror, talking to myself on this one. I am trying. I am struggling. But I know the Holy Spirit's there because He keeps whooping me. He just keeps whooping on me. I guess that's what I'm needing right now. I open that refrigerator at 3 a.m. and you really need that? Yeah. Spending some money I ain't got? Do you really need that, or can you get by with something else? You know, staying up too late watching TV because my back's hurting. You know, I want to make sure I'm good and tired before I go to bed, so I at least get a few hours sleep and I'm not laying there tossing and turning. You know, is my God big enough for me to turn off the TV and go to bed on time? Is my God big enough to, I don't know, whatever is holding you back? Do you pray enough? Is your God big enough to pray to? And the recited prayers, you know, Jesus told us not to, you know, vain repetition. Is your God big enough for you to just, Lord, 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 help me, and get down on your knees and mean it? If you're like me, you get down on your knees, you better have a get back up plan. But is your Lord big enough to pray every moment of every day? Something goes wrong, you know, Lord, help me through this. It can be little. I busted a spark plug off working on the lawnmower the other day, and I couldn't find another one. I was getting all frustrated, and Lord, help me through this. Help me through this. I calmed down, and about 15 minutes later, I'm digging through an old box, and there a brand new spark plug was, still in the box. Makes you feel about that tall when the Lord smacks you like that. How big is your God anyway? I know I didn't touch on everything, and this could have been put together a whole lot better, but you get the idea. You've got to make the decisions in your life. I'm trying to make them in mine. How big is your God anyways? That's all I got for you. Till we meet again, may the good Lord bless you and keep your powder dry.